So obviously, brother, they love taking photos of me now for some odd reason. Here's more TV. Oh, it's the same one, I think. Maybe I'll go to sleep past him. He's getting a good shot of everyone there. So let's get 9 news. This guy again. Why do you do this to me and no one else? You can't tell him? Why does he do it that way? He won't talk to me and he just does it every time. And it just looks stupid, you know, in the end, it just looks silly. And it doesn't do it to anyone else but me. Why? I don't know. I do not know. Maybe he didn't like me, you know, correcting against the Jews. Maybe. You know why, Jay? I don't know why, man. You know, it just seems ridiculous and it always looks silly. Anyway, it's just harassment, brother. It really is. This is so ridiculous. It just always looks dumb for them.
My name is Fayyad. I'm a proud Palestinian from a village to the south of the West Bank. Today I'll be co-chairing with my comrade Josh Lees, who's an organiser and a long-time activist in Palestine Action Group.
I want to speak to you in my mother's language. Marang Yanangaren, good afternoon comrades. Yuangadi, Ethan Floyd, my name is Ethan, I'm a student and an activist for Palestine. Miyagandi Wiradjuri Namadu Nyabawalwandu. My ancestors are the desert warriors of Wiradjuri country and the storytellers of Whalewan country who speak the ancient Yamba language. Ngadi Gurambang Gare Gabirgun Yirwul Bawum Buruwanala Walgit. My traditional lands run along the southern bank of the Barwon River from Bawarana to Walgett. Yinjamali Dunyadi Mushigang Maradadi Abu. I honour and pay my respects to elders past and present. Our elders are our teachers, our storytellers, our knowledge holders, and our resistors. Dinamalinya Badu Wiradjuri. I am proud to be Wiradjuri. Dinamalinya Badu Gadigadia Daginda. I am proud to be on Gadigal land and to be sharing all of this land with each and every one of you. This place is Gadigal land. It's been cared for and looked after and protected by the Gadigal people for thousands of generations. And it's because of their resistance, it's because of my ancestors' resistance, that we can stand here and say, from Gadigal to Palestine, resistance is not a crime. From Gadigal to Gaza, long live the Intifada! The struggle of the Palestinians is the struggle that First Nations people are also facing. It is one against colonialism, against oppression and genocide. And we stand together as two communities, supportive of one another. And we won't rest until all Indigenous peoples around the world are free.
Stop lying to the world.
This is the next day now, Saturday the 27th, and this new tea place, they have this buy one get one free offer. 3 days, it says buy one get one free, day 1 to day 3 offer, and it's 20 to 9. It's like people queued and got chairs, and it's like it's some exciting opening of something. And of course there's the drag queen overlooking it all. Oh, I amuse myself with this shit, man. Alright, so this is Town Hall Square, or outside Town Hall. They call it Town Hall Square. Oh, here come some people. And there's a number of protests going to be on here today. Elbow, accessory to genocide. They're all Okay. And that's,
Free
so it's only the real. It's early. It's about 9:15. I'm going somewhere else actually. I'm heading to another one, but there's a few keen ones here. So they've got their signs. All the props are trying to stay dry, or these ones aren't. They're getting a bit wet, unfortunately. The others have got their vests and they're underneath. So we've got him. He's commander with a red armband. And then inside the town hall is apparently Chris Minns, Albo, various other Labor people. It's the Labor National Congress or something. There's a few of the usual people that are at the Palestinian rallies. But yeah, like I said, it's not what I'm here for. They're going to rally at 12. There was another housing thing here, which didn't really pan out by the look of it. And they've obviously, the police have gone to a lot of trouble. But it's so funny, I just come out of my building again. Now I'm just going up for the Palestinian rally at midday. It's about 10 to 12. And then the place ended up opening at 11. I spoke to the bloke and I said, just now. And I said, they're all gone. He goes, no, they've gone into the arcade now. So it just goes back through here. It's come off the street and it goes through this arcade that I live above. And I always like to mock it as being the shopping experience. They always have this way, come in for the experience, for return for the results. But they have these other signs in here saying this is the most, it's the shopping experience in Sydney, and it's this shitty old arcade. Half the shops are usually empty, but there's a few more running now. Oh my fucking god, it goes on and on and on. Yeah. Oh, the Summit Arcade, the shopping experience, and there's actually a few open. I haven't been down here for a while, and it just goes on and on and on. And this. I spoke to the guy and he said to me, he went out, the first day was yesterday, so it's 3 days of this all the way along. And they're saying this is the usual way, the arcade. There's most people I've ever seen here. You'd be lucky to ever walk through and see a single person, let alone this many. And then you come out the back to this beautiful alleyway. Sorry for this guy, he's about to walk through. It's a shortcut kind of thing. I had no idea what he's going to see in there. I spoke to the bloke. And he said to me, he went out, the first person was there. When he arrived at work, there was people queued up, and he went to the first person in the queue, which was yesterday at 6:45 a.m, and the place opens at 11. And he said, why are you here? What are you doing? And he goes, I come from the same village as the owner of this store in China, who's got it. And he said, I want to take a first, be the first one served, and then take a photo with the milk tea, and then it'll make me famous. And I think, anyway, so they're all queued up in there. Oh, here's while we're here, let's have a look at the Maritime Union of Australia, the MUA, the infamous MUA. They've got a whole bunch of posters on the window here, but it doesn't really look like it's MUA stuff. Oh, they must have another place in here, like an education. Oh, they must have like education seminar. But they always, they go with the yes, and then they go with the Palestinian flag. So it must be something. It's something different from the usual MUA. International Transport Workers, Unity Bank, Maritime Union, some other, who knows? How do you know what it is? How does anyone know what it's about other than education and migration? And the rest, it's like, and it's on Sussex Street. And all the signs here, Aid, Education, Career Expo, don't know, 300, 500, don't know, 20, this. These are all the unis. Yeah, it's just, I like to rabbit on. But anyway, I'll head up to the Palestinian rally and let's have a look and see what's going on up there. So they're having the New South Wales Labor branch meeting or whatever. I don't know what it's called, but they're having that on today. So that's why they're all gathered. They're all gathered up there, the Palestinians. I went past earlier because I was going to something else, which the guy mucked up. Look at this thing. All these things. Someone's being funny and pulled it up to the top of they've twisted it around and then put it right up the top. The balloons. Yeah, you see some odd things around. Pardon what? And so I'll head up and have a look. I'll stop rabbiting. But I went past earlier and they were setting up. That was about 8:45 because they had another thing there at 8 o'clock, and they got another one tomorrow. The trans group, the Pride in Protest, are coming out because they want to. I don't know what it is. They don't like the bill that's getting passed through. I should be more on top of that one, but they're all, they've got something on tomorrow. And then the women's, the only thing out of all these that the media will probably cover, because last night at the vigil, there's no one there except me filming, and then I get told off and get told to pretty much leave and get harassed constantly. But the only thing that will get any coverage is tomorrow's one about the women. What's it say? It's this lady. She's quite a large lady, and she's First Nation. She's paler than a sheet of paper, sheet of white paper. But she's First Nations. She's a proud but evangelically warrior from Dingling land, and she got raped in 2021. She was raped 3 times. She made 21 complaints to the police, which were all knocked back. And anyway, so she was the lady that next week, after the one I filmed all of her saying all that, she went next week to Canberra, and that's where she started crying on stage because she didn't want Albo to get up, and he got the shits, and it was a whole big hoo-ha about it. That's a new restaurant. Anyway, sorry, I'm rabbiting. Of course I'm going this way. I'll walk past and film this. My favourite sign that does. Look, there's people. There must be at least triple vax or quadruple or whatever, because they've got their. Because to come in here, you got to show please show your proof of vaccination for entry, and it's mandatory to check in. You got to get your QR code. You got to, and they're COVID safe and keep your distance and the whole lot. They love it so much they will never remove it. All right, rant done. I'm going to head up to the town hall. I'm not sure what the time is because I can't see on this phone, but I'll check it out. Okay, bye. Just arriving here at Town Hall on the 27th of July 2024, and there's police horses over here lined up, ready at the ready. And this is the protest Albanese's genocide. I'm not getting it exactly right word for word, and it's at the New South Wales Labor Conference. Don't silence student protesters for Palestine. Stop Sydney Uni's campus access policy, because apparently they all got kicked out. That's from socialist group Solidarity. The police have put up a lot of barriers, which they don't normally have, but I mean they don't really quite serve much of a function, because maybe it just keeps the general people who want to catch a tram out of the flow of the others. This will be socialism. I'm sure who this lot is. Yeah, anyway, they got all their wares covered because of the rain, but socialism, and it's what else we got? This guy. This guy just said, the guy just goes, I haven't seen this guy in ages. And he doesn't realise that I haven't been here because I've been had a few harassment issues previously. I think this is what the Greens usually have. Who's these guys? Not sure who they are. Oh, they're quite the big numbers. They're moving actually. They're on the move. At the front is the Teachers Federation. I can see that from a distance. They got the signs facing out towards the street, which the ones I saw them setting up this morning. Who we got here? Socialist Alliance. The Green Left is their magazine. Looks like the police are kind of hurting them. Hey, brother, what are you doing here? I think this is your cup of tea? Yeah. I'm going to stay alone a sec. Alright, I just see a few people that I wouldn't expect to see here have just turned up. But there's the guy from Pride and Protest. They've got their own one on tomorrow. And I'll just try and get a picture at the front. I've got to go all the way around past the barriers to get there. And then the cops are just, blocking each of the entrances. It's the TV. You can see the TV guys there. Huh? How you going? Oh, you got to go. You've been here for it. Oh, okay.
I had some house calls, so I've taken an hour and a half out and I went in for Albo.
Oh, wow.
Accreditation.
Oh, okay.
I didn't have that, but anyway, I've done it.
All right.
It cost me $1.
Oh, geez. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. Seen a few people at a few friendlies for once. So the cops have got the fronts all cordoned off. Because Albo is in there speaking at the moment. Like I said, there's that mainstream media and with the TV mainstream media coverage guy. I'm not sure who they are. I don't know him. I should know him. But and my friend just said that she was able to go inside. She got tickets, so she was lucky enough to go and see Albo speak. I watched I watched a little bit on TV before I came, and I didn't have a vomit bag with me, so I had to turn it off. It's pretty fucking terrible. But yeah, they got a lot more barriers than they normally have here, but it's also quite open. I think it's just to separate the general punters from the protesters. So they're kicking it off. So I better get down there. I just wanted to film the signs at the front here, which are, I guess, aimed at the passers-by on the other side of the street, and also at the tram goers. And there's a few more sign holders here. War criminals. Everyone has. Oh no, one doesn't. The rest, they all have a mask on, except for the one guy. Albanese and Wong are war criminals. Nurses and midwives against genocide. And then this is a sign that they put up this morning. Albo, accessory to genocide. That was there when I was setting it up when I came anyway. And then the one up front, I think it's got it on backwards, but let's have another look. Some quite good signs today. I missed the other guy when I was talking to my friend, but they got a lot of it, so that's quite artistic. Yeah, plenty of cops just chilling and waiting. I think this is this recording they often play. Let's head down. Solidarity, the Socialist Alliance. We've been past them already. So we'll head back down. The cops, or they came down by themselves, or the cops got them to come down, but they have come down here now. Unionists for Palestine Group.
Since UN Security Council Resolution 2
Teachers for Palestine.
Since that time, the systematic repression
So loud.
of the occupied by the occupiers has been at the core.
So they normally have the speakers up the top.
The Palestinians must be given their homeland. The occupation of Gaza, the West Bank and East Jerusalem by the Israelis has created generations of oppressed people.
Cops are moving in to do something.
The creation of the State of Israel in 1948.
They got their eye on something. Sorry, it's so loud. Oh, see what they're doing. Because I'm assuming they don't want anyone up on the
Palestinians experience
steps. But yeah, they've got more barricades there.
Cheap labour, interrogators and jailers. Meanwhile, the government of Israel continues to allow fundamentalists to build illegal settlements on Palestinian land.
Oh, they're just going in. I think they're just heading in to back up the others. Yeah, you guys got to go upstairs. So it's kind of, it's got a kind of a distinct line between the two lots now. And then they've got the flag in the middle, so you can't really move. You can't move very easily between the two. We can probably sneak through here. It's a bit of a gap. Good.
It's a good turnout,
Yes, a lot of people. Tax dollars are funding. Okay, so obviously, brother, they love taking photos of me now for some odd reason. Here's more TV. Well, it's the same one, I think. Maybe I'll go to sleep past him. He's getting a good shot of everyone there. So let's get 9 News. So they're obviously not on. A couple of the 9 News ones that aren't on strike. It's the Teachers Federation group. This is the watermelon sign, the watermelon thing they have up at the normal. Usually they have up at Hyde Park. But apparently tomorrow's march will be going from Hyde Park down to here. Again, it looks like the speeches will be taking place up here today. Try and get in and get a position. So we'll go up the back and film down over everyone's here. Yeah, there. It's reasonably good numbers. The rain is just holding off, only just. Here's more MSN, Channel 10, camera crew. So it looks like the MSN is covering it a bit today, which is unusual. Okay, they're starting, so let's go and film.
Criminal, back when he had a conscience, back when he wasn't being paid off to sell his morals. Albanese We told you with genocide! Anyone you can hide! We told you with genocide! Anyone you can hide! We told you with genocide!
This guy again.
This... 60,000 children dead!
What is your problem, brother? What's your problem? Why do you do this to me and no one else?
60,000 children dead!
Look at us not to do this to me.
I can't tell him.
You can't tell him? Why does he do it that way? He won't talk to me and he just does it every time. And it just looks stupid, you know, in the end, it just looks silly. And it doesn't do it to anyone else but me. Why? I don't know. I do not know. Maybe he didn't like me, you know, correcting against the Jews then, maybe. You know why, Jay? I don't know why, man. You know, it just seems ridiculous and it always looks silly. Anyway, it's just harassment, brother. It really is. This is so ridiculous. It just always looks dumb for them. Backed off now.
a village to the south of the West Bank. Today I'll be co-chairing with my comrade Josh Lees, who's an organizer and a long-time activist in Palestine Action Group. I'd like to start off by acknowledging that we are meeting on Aboriginal land, on Gadigal land. Today and every other day we pay our respects to their elders, past and present, and we extend that respect to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islander peoples here with us today. Today we gather on Gadigal land, on land that was never ceded, on land that knows the plight of the Palestinians all too well, on land which too has experienced firsthand the horrors of European settler colonialism and occupation, on a land that was built on the mass graves of indigenous people, on a land that is diseased with colonization empathizers, on a land with a dark history that continues to marginalize and target First Nations people. From their invasion day to our Nakba day, the stories of pain and suffering must be remembered. The colonizer relies on forgotten stories. They rely on lost generations. They rely on the lack of awareness and the comfort of mental laziness. They rely on inaction and complacency. Like our First Nations brothers and sisters, Palestinians have lived through the harsh pangs of colonization. We have seen what Western imperial greed does to indigenous lands. We have seen the dangers of the influence of Western values on global affairs. We have seen the racism of settler colonialism and the hatred and bloodlust it breeds, and we unequivocally stand with the First Nations people of this land. All week, I thought about what I wanted to say when I stood up here as a Palestinian, just a few hundred meters away from the heartless, gutless cowards that have contributed to the genocide of my people. I thought back to the time that we were all standing here 8 months ago at the Lowy Institute protest, and we were at the beginning of the genocide. And I think now, how much has changed from that point in December. It has been 295 days of horror and terrorism. It has been almost a year of the deadliest, most horrific, devastating genocide and ethnic cleansing in modern history. Nowadays, the days and the weeks and the months seem to blend together as Israel's savagery and bloodlust continues to grow, and the complicity of Western governments becomes more entrenched in the Zionist world agenda. We have learned a lot as a movement over the last 9 months. We have learned how morally bankrupt the Australian Labor Party is. We have learned how many war criminals are inside that building. And we have seen the abhorrent decisions from the Australian Labor Party over the last 9 months. Whether it was Penny Wong, the war criminal, the one of the lowest moves we've seen, at a click of a finger, cut off life-saving UNRWA funds from Palestinians experiencing a genocide. Whether it was the corrupt Australian government announcing the release of $75,000 grants to dual Israeli-Australian citizens, all the while Palestinian Australians were having to pay tens of thousands of dollars to get their family to safety. Whether it was the peak of the genocide in February, when it was reported that the Albanese government sent millions of dollars in arms and weapons funding at the peak of the genocide. Whether it was the police state of New South Wales targeting, repressing, and oppressing pro-Palestinian activists. Just last week, we saw a Palestinian activist arrested outside of Albo's office for simply trying to get an update on her family in Gaza and their visa applications. They arrested her. The Australian Labor Party is complicit in the genocide of Palestinians. The Australian media is complicit in the genocide of Palestinians. And the New South Wales Police is just as complicit in the oppression and suppression of pro-Palestinian peaceful activists. And we will not bow down. We will not bow down to your fear tactics. We will not bow down to your fear-mongering. Our families in Gaza are having to resort to eating animal fodder to stay alive. And you're here trying to scare us away. Shame on you! Shame on you! I'd like to introduce our first speaker. Floyd is a descendant of the Wiradjuri and Wailuan peoples. He's a student and an activist for Palestine. He is also a long-time activist for First Nations justice and was recently an organizer of the University of Sydney Gaza Solidarity Encampment. Please give Ethan a very, very warm welcome.
Jana, thank you so much. Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
From the river to the sea!
From the river to the sea!
Palestine will be free!
Palestine will be free!
From the sea to the river!
From the sea to the river!
Palestine will live forever!
Palestine will live forever!
Thank you all for coming out today. Even though the weather's terrible, it's a statement to the people who are sitting comfortably in that building, in heating under a roof, that we are out here bringing the people's protest right to their doorstep. To show them that we won't stand for complicity in genocide, we won't allow them to continue their material and political support for Israel, and that is what each and every one of you is doing today. Well done. I want to speak to you in my mother's language. Marang Yanungaren, good afternoon comrades. Yuangadi, Ethan Floyd, my name is Ethan, I'm a student and an activist for Palestine. Miyagandi Wiradjuri Namadu Nyavawalandu. My ancestors are the desert warriors of Wiradjuri country and the storytellers of Whalewan country who speak the ancient Yamba language. Ngari Gurambang Gare Gabirgun Yirwul Balum Buruwanala Walgit. My traditional lands run along the southern bank of the Barwon River from Bawarana to Walgett. Yinjamali Dunyadi Mujigag Maradadi Abu. I honour and pay my respects to elders past and present. Our elders are our teachers, our storytellers, our knowledge holders, and our resistors. Dinamalinya Badu Wiradjuri. I am proud to be Wiradjuri. Dinamalinya Badu Gadigalia Davinda. I am proud to be on Gadigal land and to be sharing all of this land with each and every one of you. This place is Gadigal land. It's been cared for and looked after and protected by the Gadigal people for thousands of generations. And it's because of their resistance, it's because of my ancestors' resistance, that we can stand here and say, from Gadigal to Palestine, resistance is not a crime. From Gadigal to Gaza, long live the Intifada! The struggle of the Palestinians is the struggle that First Nations people are also facing. It is one against colonialism, against oppression and genocide. And we stand together as two communities, supportive of one another. And we won't rest until all Indigenous peoples around the world are free. And that's why we're here today to protest the Labor Conference, to protest the war criminals inside the building behind us. This is a genocidal party which for 9 months has done nothing but provide support and cover for the fascist state of Israel as it wages a war of extermination on Gaza. This is more than numbers, but the numbers alone are indefensible. More than 40,000 people have been killed, 90,000 plus wounded. More than 100,000 are estimated to be missing, and these are conservative estimates. Hospitals can no longer function. Nearly everyone in Gaza is facing acute famine and catastrophic hunger. Thousands of children are malnourished, making them susceptible to disease. The polio virus has been found in the water in Gaza. How can we allow this? How can we allow this to go on? Shame! Ali Bishop writes, I miss the version of me, the one who has never seen a decapitated child. And I know that thousands of people here in so-called Australia and around the world resonate with those words, but for Palestinians who have been staring down apartheid and genocide for more than 76 years, this sort of thing is generational. It makes up a collective memory of terror and of oppression. And by solidarizing themselves with Israel, Labor are a part of that memory. The people in this building do not care about humanity. They read in the Herald, that a population comparable in size to Canberra lies dead and bleeding amidst the rubble of Gaza, and they walk into the Houses of Parliament and call that self-defence. They're more worried about importing this conflict to Australia than they are about addressing their own complicity in this genocide. They care more about enforcing social cohesion than the lives of people in Gaza. They've spent more time and expended more effort condemning people in this country for standing up against the genocide. They've spent more time condemning members of their own party than they have the fascist state of Israel. And it's the same attitude they bring to First Nations justice. Nice words, nice proposals, but their actions speak very differently. Just after the Voice referendum, the New South Wales government introduced sweeping new child bail laws that Premier Chris Minns said explicitly would result in the locking up of more Indigenous children. And the funding for where these bail laws are to be enforced are in areas where the only community service open past 5 p.m. is the police station. They know the effects their actions have. They just don't give a fuck. Labor will be judged and they will be remembered not for reconciliation or for workers' rights as they would like, but for their unwavering support for the terror state of Israel when Palestinians were facing extinction. Labor have shown that there is no limit to their heinous capitulation to Israel. When the genocide began, what did Labor do? They called it self-defense. They condemned the right of Palestinians under international law to resist, and they ramped up their material support and suspended crucial UNRWA funding. When the IDF targeted and killed Australian aid worker Zomi Frankham and 6 of her colleagues from World Central Kitchen, what did the Labor Party do? They called it a tragic accident and reassured Netanyahu that Israel still had the unwavering support of the Labor government. At every turn, when given the opportunity to speak out for Palestine, to condemn Israel, to pull its support for the Zionist project, what did the Labor Party do? They did nothing. What they have done has been to trip over themselves to provide as much support for this genocide as they can. They've spent months shoring up support from the Zionist lobby by branding our movement undemocratic, as if there can be anything more democratic than peaceful, non-violent protests for human rights, for peace, for freedom, for justice, and for equality. Even this morning, Labor Party members were stopped and turned away at the door for wearing pins with the Palestinian flag. They're not trying to hide their contempt for us. Albanese is a war criminal. Penny Wong is a war criminal. Chris Minns is a war criminal. Richard Miles is a war criminal. The Labor Party is running out of time because we are mobilising. We're here to make as much noise as we possibly can to send a message to the sycophants and war criminals and genocide apologists in the building behind you that we will not stay silent during a genocide and we will never forget their complicity. We're here because history shows we are on the side of freedom, justice and equality, and history will judge the Labor Party and the people in this building who stayed silent as Palestinians faced genocide. Albanese, you can't hide!
Albanese, you can't hide!
You're supporting genocide!
You're supporting genocide!
Penny Wong, you can't hide!
Penny Wong, you can't hide!
You're supporting genocide!
You're supporting genocide!
Chris Minns, you can't hide!
Chris Minns, you can't hide!
You're supporting genocide!
You're supporting
blood on your hands. Albanese, blood on your hands. Thank you all so much for coming today. Keep fighting for Palestine. Free Palestine. Albanese, you can't hide. You're supporting genocide. Albanese, you can't hide. You're supporting genocide. Labor Party, you can't hide. You're supporting genocide. Thank you so much, Ethan. Thanks everyone for coming out yet again as we take a stand for freedom, for liberation, for a world without oppression and genocide. Month after month, week after week, we've been out here. In fact, we were here on October 9th when this current genocide in Gaza all began, and we marched in our thousands then. And the media, of course, attacked us for doing that, but we knew what was coming. We knew what was coming for the people of Gaza. Israel had already started raining down hell, and bombs had already declared their intention to starve the people of Gaza, to cut off food, water and electricity. And we've been here every week since then. And again, we've got to thank all of us for being here, for building this massive movement here and all around the world. Of course, today is great because we get to send our message directly to the people who we've been protesting against these last over 9 months, which of course is not just Netanyahu, the blood-stained war criminal. It's also Joe Biden, the blood-stained war criminal. And it's also the people in this building, Albanese, Christians, who are complicit in this genocide and who we know Israel cannot get away with the crimes they commit without the backing of these governments all around the world. And people probably saw the latest official statement that Anthony Albanese put out jointly with the Prime Ministers of New Zealand and Canada. And in that he calls again for a ceasefire, blah, 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 you know.
Blah, blah, blah.
But it is just blah, blah, blah. For month after month we've been saying at this point your words are meaningless unless they are backed up by action. It's a joke when Albanese says we implore Israel to listen to the International Court of Justice.
What a joke.
We implore them to give a proper response to the International Court of Justice. We know what Israel's response is to the ICJ. They call them Hamas. That's their response. It's a joke. They don't give a damn. They say it's one-sided. They ignore it. They've been ignoring UN resolutions and international law for 76 years. They're not going to start abiding by it now. That's why we've been clear. We need more than words. We need action. We need sanctions. We need Australia to cut all ties with the apartheid terrorist state of Israel. Political ties, they need to expel the ambassadors, the least they could do. Cut military ties. They need to stop signing $917 million contracts with Israeli weapons companies like Elbit Systems. It's simple. That's what we demand. It's real, actual action which could try to force Israel to back down, which could show some real solidarity with the Palestinian people. And they haven't done that. Over 9 months of blatant, documented, day after day genocide, and all we get still is words. They refuse to sanction, they refuse to cut ties. Of course, there are some people they sanctioned. They sanctioned Fatima Payman pretty quickly. They cut ties with the CSMEU pretty quickly. Who, by the way, have been excluded from their conference. And it tells us a lot about what the Labor Party really stands for when you just look at every single question, when you look at how they treat their own supporters and members. Because there's a conference going on here, but we all know by now, and this has been true for many years, the Labor Party is not governed democratically by these conferences. Even if a motion gets up calling on the ALP to implement something as policy, they'll ignore it, as they've ignored the motions in the recent Victorian Parliament. Because the Labor Party, for well over 100 years, has been selling out the working class and waging war and racism. That's what they've been doing. This is not something new. And if you want a glimpse of what the Labor Party today is really all about, just look at where Albanese and Minns were 2 days ago. here in Sydney. Where were they? They were at the News Corp gala dinner. There they were. Lachlan Murdoch, the heir apparent to their most evil media empire in the world, presiding over. There's Albanese, there's Chris Mims, there's Peter Dutton, all gathered around to kiss the ring of their overlord and master, to be Lachlan Murdoch. And at that dinner is every big business scumbag, every billionaire, making millions by ripping off workers, making millions by doing evil deals around the world. That's who the Labor Party really serves. That's their real masters. That's where the real decisions are made. They're not made here, they're not made by us, they're not made by union members or anyone else. They follow the orders of the billionaires. And that's been true for a long time. And that's why the Labor Party remains true to Israel. That's why Kamala Harris is going to continue Biden's genocidal policy. And if we saw Netanyahu's revolting speech in Congress, I mean, what a symbol of the depravity of Western so-called civilization. Did he have a genocidal war criminal getting standing ovations there in the Capitol building? And amongst lie after lie that he tells, he said one true thing. He said, in a moment of rare honesty, Israel, there's a quote, Israel helps keep American boots off the ground while we protect our shared interest in the Middle East. There it is summed up. That's what Israel is. It's what it always has been. It's the attack dog for imperialism. That's why the West backs it. And that's why we need a struggle against this entire system. And that's what we've been campaigning for and arguing for the last 9 months. And it's with that I want to introduce our next speaker, because while the Labor Party has the word Labour in its name, it certainly does not represent the working class of this country. It's a party, as I said, that's been selling out its own supporters for well over 100 years. And it's a party that kicks union members in the teeth, that would rather spend billions of dollars on nuclear submarines than address the cost of living crisis, and a party which, as I said, is supporting a genocide in Gaza. So I'm going to bring up to the stage Nick Riemer. Nick Riemer is the president of the National Tertiary Education Union at Sydney University. What we need in this country is a real working class movement that will stand up to the rich and powerful, that will stand up to genocide. Nick Riemer's branch of the NTU can be very proud in the fact that hundreds of them recently, during the protest camps of their university there, voted a historic motion demanding the university boycott, sanction and divest from Israel. It's one of our strongest motions that's been carried by any union in this country. Nick himself has been an activist for Palestine for a long time and an author of a book called Boycott Theory about why we should all be boycotting Israel. So please make him welcome.
Thanks, John. Hi, everyone. Let me begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of Town Hall Square and pay respects to their elders, past and present, and to every First Nations person who's here with us today. This always was Gadigal land, it always will be, and let's never forget that. And beyond never forgetting it, let's actually do everything we can to support First Nations resistance like we're supporting Palestinian resistance. Let's get Aboriginal land back. Let's get Aboriginal sovereignty back, and let's get some justice to this bloody settler state where that party in there has set justice for First Nations people back for decades with the disastrous, unforced errors of its Indigenous policy for years now. As Josh said, my name's Nick Riemer. I'm currently the president of the National Tertiary Education Union branch at Sydney Uni. And also, as Josh said, a few months ago, our branch passed overwhelmingly a motion that committed us to the academic boycott of Israel. And we did that because we actually know what solidarity means. Palestinians have been asking us to boycott, divest and sanction for at least 20 years. at least 20 years, our branch has now stepped up to the table, because we know that when there's a genocide to fight, when there's apartheid to fight, we know one thing, which is that you don't leave it to the dead shit politicians like the people in there. And it's not just us who understand that simple truth. Because as we know, every day brings more evidence of ordinary people standing up and organising with Palestine to say no to this nightmare, no to genocide, no to apartheid, no to the wanton destruction of hospitals and roads and schools and universities and fields and orchards, no to the targeting of aid workers, no to the murder of over 180,000 ordinary Palestinians on the Lancet's estimation, ordinary people living their lives in Gaza who wanted nothing more than to go on with a normal, decent life. And it's really great to be with you again here today, because out of the powerful movement that we have built for months together now, we've been saying that no for months. But what do we hear from Albo and Wong and Minns? Nothing. But actually, it's far worse than nothing, isn't it? We hear the claim that a few empty declarations here, a few feeble half measures there, they want us to believe that that's enough. They want us to swallow that is all this genocide demands. And meanwhile, in the background, there's their unwavering refusal to do even the slightest real thing to stop this genocide in Palestine. Shame indeed. What do we get from them? We get denial after denial that this even is a genocide. We get one assertion after another about two states or condemning Hamas or Israel's right to exist or its right to defend itself, and meanwhile an unending string of decisions that unfailingly empower the Zionists in Australia in their attacks and their witch hunts on us. And that is terrible and destructive and genocidal for every Palestinian in Gaza, but it's also very serious for us, because the consequences of that ideology are that in governments and in our institutions, whether they're schools, universities, ABC, the Public Service, the Human Rights Commission, everywhere, we are currently witnessing the most serious attack on democratic freedoms that we have seen, brought to us courtesy of the Israel lobby and its craven yes men and yes women in the ALP and the LNP as well. God knows I had zero expectations of the ALP. Zero. But even so, words just cannot express how angry I am. And let's have a special shout out right now to someone we shouldn't neglect amid the deserved focus that we have on Albanese and Wong and Minns. And that person, who I think has been a bit unjustly forgotten, is the federal member representing Sydney Square, Tanya Plibersek MP. Plibersek, who hasn't once, obviously, shown up to a Sunday demo. Plibersek, who only ever mentions the word Gaza when she's forced to, but who loves to attack our movement whenever that subject comes up. And you know, shame on her, shame on Plibersek, shame on her. And you know, Tanya, let me just address a few words to you. We get it, Tanya. It's embarrassing, isn't it, to be called out for genocide complicity. And look, I'm sure everyone here understands. It's just hard to find time to worry about the murder of 180,000 people when you're so busy approving coal mines. We get it. you need to understand this. We are not going to forget you, and we are not going to forget your failures at this time. And we have a message for you, and for Albanese, and for MINS, and for every ALP member who is an apologist for them. The wind has changed. Just look at the opinion polls, where support for Palestine consistently exceeds support for Israel. Look at what's happening in unions like mine, in unions throughout the country. What's happening in the ACTU, among public servants, teachers, maritime workers, the tens of thousands of people turning out around the country week after week. Look at the work that's being done everywhere in society, and it couldn't be clearer. There is no electoral logic preventing the people in that building from supporting Palestine and from having the fight that they should have. What's preventing them? The only thing is their blind loyalty to apartheid Israel and to the US and to their supporters in Australia. And Albo and Mins and Plibersek and Wong, their life, let's be serious, their life is made a lot easier for them by a whole lot of uncritical ALP members, ALP fans, who'd like to tell us that, you know, Labor's doing good things and that not going too hard on Israel is just a political necessity. And they think that when they tell us that, it makes them sound like the responsible, pragmatic adults in the room. The ones who really understand political realities, because, you know, sorry, if you're serious about politics, they want us to think, calm down. You just got to take a genocide in your stride. That's what they want us to believe. And let me translate that for them. Let me translate that for them. What they're actually saying is that they will throw us, their party, will throw us a few miserable crumbs. But if we want even that, we've got to swallow the vicious carnage in Gaza. The price for their policies on whatever it is, the cost of living, housing, whatever it is they're so proud of, those policies are paid for with the Australian coat of arms on the destruction of a people in the most blood-chilling state crime for decades. What a corrupt and repugnant and decadent and sickening logic that is. We will not pay for some tiny scraps of pseudo-progress by greenlighting genocide or greenlighting Zionist fascism. So here's a message for Albo, Mins, Plibersek and the ALP as a whole. We want both. We want both real social progress in Australia and a real commitment to justice and peace in the world, first of all by opposing this horrifying genocide. I'm almost done. We need to strip ourselves of our illusions though. Let's not have any illusions that we will get both those things by leaving it to politicians. We will not win this fight at the ballot box. Albanese was on our side once, but the system got it. The only way we will build the kind of world we need is through a social movement, a powerful social movement that forces governments and politicians to act whichever party happens to be in government. So, join us every week again as we continue these series of demonstrations for as long as we have to. Join us on the 7th of August at 5:30 outside State Parliament for a demo called by Trade Unionists for Palestine to demand an end to the New South Wales government complicity in genocide. Join us at a protest outside Inner West Council at 5:30 on August the 13th as they debate a BDS motion. Let's go on building this beautiful, magnificent, inspiring movement for Palestine that we have until every skerrick of Palestinian land is free, and the ALP leaders and their apologists in that conference are exposed to everyone as the abject political and moral failures that they are. Free Palestine!
Palestine! Long live Gaza! Over the last 9 months, Israel has created a state of catastrophization where they have destroyed the healthcare system, and that has been their primary and military aim and strategy, as well as systematically attacking all basic components of life, making Gaza uninhabitable. And then we have those war criminals who blatantly claim that they are friends with Israel, all the while Israel is committing a genocide in Gaza. We are at a point in history where we do not want to hear about humanity anymore. We don't want to hear about the West preaching their progressive morals and values. We don't want to hear their white privilege spewing from the mouths of the cowards that green-lighted a genocide against the Palestinian people. The colonial and imperial perspective, as we know, is an inherently racist perspective. It fuels racist superiority and oppression. And all the while, the media continues to manipulate the narrative. They've been trying to frame the genocide over the last 9 months as a war between Israel and Hamas. They're trying to distract you and me over the fact that a 365 square kilometer area that has been carpet bombed for 9 months straight. To turn your attention away from the over 186,000 people slaughtered in cold blood. They are trying to sell us that there is a reason why 16,000 Palestinian babies were killed. There is no symmetry in oppression and occupation, and we will never buy into their narrative. If you ever hear us starting a sentence with "I condemn," it will be "I condemn the Zionist state, I condemn the Western governments, I condemn the media for allowing this to go on for 9 months and 76 years. The pro-Palestinian movement is beyond fed up, beyond description with the Australian Genocidal Labor Party. Since the start of the genocide, they have consistently marginalized the Palestinian community. We are beyond enraged at this point. They have showed us that they are complicit in genocide in every way, shape, and form. Within the first year of the war between Russia and Ukraine, the Australian government issued over 11,000 humanitarian visas. Meanwhile, a genocide is taking place in Palestine, and the Australian government, the Albanese government, has issued no more than 300 visas to Gazans fleeing a genocide. They continue to call Israel a friend of Australia, even though there are currently, as we know, 2 cases against Israel in the ICJ for the crime of genocide and the ICC for the crime of occupation. Israeli leaders are due to be issued with arrest warrants from the ICC, and those butchers of Gaza continue to shake hands with them. We are not going anywhere. We have made it our mission to vote out the Labor Party. We have made it our mission to flood every space there is to show the government that we will not remain silent in their complicity in genocide. We all heard Netanyahu in his speech in the U.S. Congress very blatantly say, give us the tools faster and we'll finish the job faster. You know who gives them the tools? Australia is one of those countries that continues to fund Israel with arms and weapons funding. We know that the global North leaders are racist. They don't see Palestinians, they don't see Arabs, they don't see Muslims. They don't see us as human. They see us as subhuman. And this has become crystal clear with the West and their continuous backing of the Gaza onslaught as part of the genocidal drive, not just against Palestinians, but against the oppressed people of the global South. They're sending us a message that this is what happens when you dare to strike back against their corrupt, colonial, capitalist, hyper-imperialist system. Israel versus Palestine is the global North versus the global South. None of us are safe in this Zionist world order. But I'll tell you what, we have created a dent in their world order. The movement over the last 9 months has put so much pressure, and they can see the people breaking through. So we stand here in front of the butchers of Gaza. They are butchers of Gaza. We stand in front of them and we say we will continue to expose the barbaric, racist, illegal state that is Israel. We will continue to make Israel the pariah state that it is. We will decolonize historic Palestine and pave the way for all oppressed indigenous peoples to break the chains from the colonial system. What was taken by force will be returned by force. We are the sons and the daughters of the Nakba and the Nakba, and the sons and daughters of the Palestinian genocide. But we are also the sons and daughters of the Intifada. We are the sons and daughters of the resistance. We are sons and daughters of the freedom fighters. Power to Gaza for reclaiming stolen land. Power to Gaza for raging against the colonial machine. Power to every single person, every single entity standing in the face of this corrupt world order. And I just want to give a huge shout out. It was heartwarming to say the least when we were watching the war criminal Netanyahu delivering his speech in the U.S. Congress and his puppets clapping for his genocidal tactics. We saw the truth. We saw the Sheba Club stand up. Kufiya in one hand and the genocidal sign in her other hand. We know there are people out there fighting for us, and so we need to take inspiration from people like her. No matter how alone you are, no matter how alone you are in the crowd, you must continue to stand up for what is right, because history will show the difference between the Sheba Club and those butchers of Gaza. I'd like to introduce our next speaker. Beyond honored to introduce this final speaker. So as we've seen over the last 9 months, the great minds of our society have been consistently targeted, not just by the government, but also by the Zionist lobby. Randa Abdel-Fattah is one of those people that has consistently been targeted and villainized in the media and within the Zionist lobby. So please give a very warm welcome to Randa Abdel-Fattah, who's a future fellow in the Department of Sociology at Macquarie University. She's also a lawyer, although she no longer practices, and the multi-award-winning author of 12 books published in over 20 countries. Please welcome Randa Abdel-Fattah. I would like to start by paying my sincere, genuine respect to the sovereign owners of this land, Gadigal land. This was and always will be unceded sovereign Aboriginal land. The barometer, the test of where we are as a movement, our grasp of what we are up against, what this moment calls for and demands of us in relation to this rotten Labor government can be measured very simply by your response to Netanyahu receiving thunderous applause and a standing ovation by elected representatives of both political parties in the US Congress 2 days ago. There were those who were shocked, who saw this as hypocrisy, a betrayal of democracy. And there were those who, whilst disgusted and appalled, encountered this as perhaps the most clarifying projection of Western democracy. A crystal clear reminder that Western democracy, Democrat or Republican, Labor or Liberal, depends on, is sustained by genocide, by final solutions, by colonialism, brutal violence, police lynchings, incarceration. And our movement must be centred around some plain truths. This is not Israel versus Palestine, a binary that is used to claim that it's got nothing to do with us. This is not Jews versus Palestinians, Jews versus Muslims, a binary that the Zionist and pro-Israel lobby insist upon because it serves the purpose of messaging anti-Zionism as anti-Semitism. That standing ovation, that giddy, demonic applause that echoed fascist rallies of the early 20th century was a celebration and confirmation that this is global Israel versus global Palestine. If Dutton or Albanese, Birmingham or Wong were in the US at the time, you better believe they would have been clapping along. But I will give them one thing. They, the Labor Party, will insist that they would have offered a slower clap, less vigorous applause. And that, my friends, is their monstrous legacy. That they insist that slow clapping genocide is any less depraved or forgivable. The fact of the matter is that both Labor and Liberal, federal and state, have all given the Israeli Zionist state a standing ovation every single day since Australia was the first country to vote in favour of the 47 US UN partition resolution, and the first to formally recognise this squatter state of Israel under Labor Prime Minister Ben Chifley. So there is absolutely no doubt that Australia, Labor and Liberal, are a wholly committed and loyal member of global Israel. And what is global Israel? It's about maintaining Western colonialism. And so this is Netanyahu's genocide just as much as it is Joe Biden's, as much as it is Kamala Harris, as much as it is Albanese, Wong, Minns and every single Labor MP's genocide. Including those in the party who think their melatonin and second language will save them from accountability. You want to play the diversity game. How did your diversity help 7-year-old Sidra Hassoun, who we all saw dangling from a wall, her body sliced in half? How did Wong's obsequious, mealy-mouthed words that Israel has a right to self-defense, but the manner in which it does so matters, how did those words help 12-year-old Meizuna, who we all saw on our screens, her jaw blown off, doctors struggling to hold her face and tongue together? Do you expect us to believe you're Hamas this, you're Hamas that, and pretend that Israel, which boasts precision military weapons, missed Hamas over 186,000 times? standing ovations for genocide. It was standing ovation when Chris Minns lit up Sydney Opera House, but the slaughter of over 186,000 Palestinians and continuing has not elicited one word of condemnation. It is a standing ovation when the Minns Labor government has institutionalised systematic suppression and disciplining of children and teachers in schools for speaking against genocide. Under Labor, the Department of Education has created a rampant culture of anti-Palestinian racism, Islamophobia and targeted censorship. Under federal Labor, we have universities as sites of McCarthyism and repression. Meanwhile, Labor has aided and abetted a genocide that has caused scholasticide, murdering students, teachers and professors, destroying schools. Not one university is standing. Here are the words sent to me on Messenger yesterday from a friend in Gaza who used to be a professor. I live in a tent now with my 5 young kids. I'm internally collapsed, but trying not to show it to my family. I'm leading an educational project. I'm supervising another 5 teachers. I am trying, but I am exhausted. I found blood in my urine yesterday. I hide everything from my family. There's no medicine, no hygiene. Israel is practicing many hidden wars. We are not superhuman, Randa. I am human. I am human. Labor is not the alternative to fascism and genocide. It was a standing ovation when the International Court of Justice, the highest court in the world, ruled that Israel is committing a plausible genocide and our government continued to flagrantly defy its duty to prevent genocide. It refuses to stop enabling and arming the genocide. Labor is not the alternative to fascism and genocide. The International Court of Justice has just delivered sweeping findings against Israel. It was a standing ovation to the genocide when Penny Wong's response to this monumental ruling was not a comprehensive arms embargo, sanctions or divestment, but sanctions against seven settlers and hilltop youth. Does Labor expect a pat on the back for yesterday's joint letter? Another statement which proves Labor speaks in one direction and walks in another. The fact is that Labor insists that slaughter, defiance of international law, and the continued enabling of a rogue, belligerent terrorist state is an existential necessity for its government's survival. And then it has the audacity to tell us it is the better option. You will be dehumanized as a Palestinian. You will be destroyed and killed under Labor or Liberal, but under Labor we will use different methods. And still, there are people who say, better the devil you know. It will be worse under Liberal or Republican. Do you really want a Dutton government in the US? Do you really prefer Trump? I have a couple of things to say about this. First, Labor and Liberal, Democrat or Republican, they are openly telling you what they stand for. Believe them when they tell you, when they are showing you. You have to credit them. They are not pretending or lying about their position. You are either all in against genocide or you're not. There is no in between. If you oppose genocide, in the Labor Party, you will be thrown under the bus. And you think we're exaggerating? Exhibit 1, Senator Fatima Payman. 2, there are those who claim it'll be worse for us under a Dutton government. Islamophobia, racism, fascism will increase. Support for Israel will be unconditional. Would Dutton even bother with an Islamophobia or an envoy? Would even 7 settlers be sanctioned? What could be more Islamophobic and racist than arming the slaughter of Palestinian children? Labor wants to be congratulated for an Islamophobia envoy who will count how many hijabs have been pulled off women here, whilst Labor enables the bombing and starving of our hijabi sisters in Gaza? Does Labor think we are such stupid fools that we cannot make the connections between state-sanctioned genocide in the name of Islamophobia and white supremacy and domestic state-sanctioned Islamophobia and white supremacy? Earlier this year, Francesca Albanese issued a report on the de-civilianization of Palestinians, whereby Israel has designated the entire population of Gaza as a killable target. It has tried to make Gaza a world without civilians, to take sheltering in a refugee camp, in a hospital, in a school, as human shielding, making everyone therefore a justified target. And our Labor government, in supporting Israel, has unequivocally embraced the logic that everyone in Gaza, woman, man, child, disabled, Down syndrome, pregnant, old, amputee, is a killable target. So spare us the Islamophobia envoy charade. You don't need a PhD to understand that killing us in our homeland is a license to kill, hate and vilify us here. Labor or Liberal, they are both drenched in our blood. Labor has clear choices to make and indeed knows when to make them. Penny Wong knows how to condemn the bombing of a UN school, but only when the victims are white. Labor knows how to impose sanctions and arms embargoes. It knows how to cut trade relationships and hold brute force to account, but only when the victims are white. They are showing you that the racist logic that underwrites their policies is white supremacy. The difference between Labor and Liberal is that Labor packages their white supremacy in colourful wrapping paper. And this goes for Kamala Harris too. It is the job of white supremacy, capitalism and imperialism to convince the masses to internalise their own inferiority and defeat. Believe the lie that you have no power, that you are only worthy of the lesser of two evils. The lesser of two evils is still evil. We must collectively refuse to accept that we have no power, worth or dignity. Finally, it has been Indigenous, First Nations peoples, Black, Brown people of colour, the global South, who have paid the price for the grand abstractions claimed by Western progressives who boast about living in a liberal multicultural democracy. The blood of First Nations peoples runs through the veins of this multicultural democracy. This is blood-soaked land. Under Labor, progressives are complacent. They love their acknowledgements of country, their ethnic food, their white feminism and their interracial relationships. Under Liberal, sure, there are no diversity and inclusion committees, but under Labor, white people lead them. The victims of genocide, those who oppose genocide, we do not bear the onus of saving this sham democracy from itself. If the Liberals win, it is firmly Labor and those fake progressives' responsibility. And by the way, it is time progressives understand, white Liberals understand, that nobody is safe from the imperial boomerang. Gaza is the laboratory, and the tactics and methods are going to come back here against all who stand in the way of the imperial project that Australia is invested in. Palestinians are paying the price now as we speak. First Nations peoples have always paid the price. Refugees locked up have paid the price. It is about time. It is about time those who think their whiteness or their apathy will shield them from the normalisation of fascism we are witnessing across every sphere of society. Wake up. If a moral conscience could not wake you in a time of genocide, then maybe a dozen government will. Is it going to get worse for us as racialized, marginalized people? Yes. Will sacrifices be made? Yes. But do you think global systems of oppression are going to be overcome with a change.org petition? Do you think the ultimate sacrifices have not been made? Is 186,000 slaughtered not enough? We survived Morrison, we survived Abbott, we survived Turnbull. We survived Bush, Obama and Trump, and if it means suffering for another 4 years to move the needle of liberation, we may just have to pay the price. We will survive the alternative. And us being here is a loud message to both Labor and Liberal that we believe another world is possible and we deserve it. Hold on to each other. Hold on to each other. Care for each other. Keep building this movement from the ground up. Refuse to accept anything less than your intrinsic dignity. Refuse to coexist with oppression and mute your life to genocide. Brace yourselves for what is to come. And never forget the words in the UN Resolution Declaration on the granting of independence for colonial countries and peoples in 1960. The process of national liberation is irresistible and irreversible. We are just getting started. There is no turning back.
Thank you so much, Randa. We're going to say another world is possible. We're going to talk to the world. We know the best part. It's going to be waged not in there. It's going to be waged out here on the streets, in our workplaces. And so now we're going to be taking to the streets of Sydney. We're going to be marching through town. And just to be clear, in case anyone didn't get the memo, the Palestine Action Group is not organising a rally tomorrow. This is our rally this weekend. Does anyone out there still confused about that? But now we're going to be marching right through the city. We're coming back to the town hall. As we march back in, we'll be marching on the other side of the building all the way around it.
Okay, the march is just about to start. They're all getting corralled. And it's usually the bikes at the front, the push bikes, the motorbikes. There are plenty of cops. So they're going to corral them through this little gap here. A few more signs at the front here. So yeah, we'll try and get up the front and catch the action. They're getting the banner ready. Here's the cops that are running the show, or standing there waiting for it all to happen. Shouldn't take long now. Things are a curse around town. Tripping hazard. Okay. So the Channel 9 cameraman's fine. That's unusual. Yeah, Channel 9 is fine. Sydney protest, forget about it. It never ends. It just never ends.
fascism. Stop lying to the world.
David Jones to have a look from their little sky bridge thing here they have. I'm on the second floor, and thankfully I noticed the ticket giving lady out having a roam around David Jones having a lunch. Oh yeah, you could get a good view actually, because these trees normally block it, but they're all at the moment they're all dead. So perfect. A few other people here. Yeah, certainly when you see it in the context of the length, it's not as big as previous ones, but they're all pretty compacted up as well, which probably makes it seem a bit shorter. But yeah, there's a good number of people. It's coming straight down Pitt Street to the Pitt Street Mall below. Yeah, so the cops are making a kind of a cordon line, like a semicircle, to make them force the movement up into this next street, which is Market Street. And they'll all head back, they'll loop around and then end up heading back up towards Town Hall for the finish. heading back out to the front of Maya now on the George Street side. I'm assuming they'll go straight from here and then turn down at the Sussex, I think it is. They're just coming along now. I had the kind of feeling they might do a sit down today, but it didn't happen, so yeah. The day's not over. Turning at York because it's going back to Town Hall, I guess. They're doing a corner. Are all kind of rushing ahead now to get to their end point, so they're leaving this rally to do its last little run. I was talking to one of the police bike ladies and I said these things are just a curse. They're a tripping hazard and a menace, and the one I was pointing at, it was absolutely full of rubbish in the front little compartment. I said they're just, I call them garbage bins. That's what they are, they're just these little garbage bins everywhere. Yeah, the cops are doing a very quick double time march now to get to the end point in case there's any dramas, I'd say. So we're just coming past the site of QBB, which is quite, everyone probably knows if you know Sydney. Yeah, and maybe they are going to have a stop. I don't know what's going on. They seem to have slowed up quite dramatically. So if they're going to stop, I'd say it'll be at the end of this street, which is right up against the town hall building. But you know, you never know. You never know till it happens. So we shall see. But at this stage, it's slowed right down to a crawl.
Netanyahu, fuck you!
This dude here just having a skull of a bottle of Bundy or something or other, and the cops are looking at him, but they let him go. And this main copper here, he's doing a great PR job as always. He's doing high-fiving the kids. You can see the police lady in the background just eyeing this dude off. And I don't know if the laws say you can't drink a bottle of scotch in public, but he seems to be enjoying himself as they're coming up. So now they're coming. Now, well, that's aside. They're coming up to town hall now. Albo's long gone. I think there's all delegates. Must be Labor delegates going in the side entrance, and that's all. They've completely blocked that side off with these screens. You can't get past. There's a whole heap of cops there at the whatever would be the entry. There's an ambo there too, just in case. I don't know why.
Israel is a racist
still got an eye on the drinking bloke, but nothing much happening about it. So I'd say, if they're going to do a sit down now, it's not going to happen. And it's pretty wet as well. Might not be the best weather for a sit down. I think they will just keep pushing on back to where they started, and that's it. These guys are getting through, so otherwise it's a no-go zone along there, so he must be someone. I don't recognise him. Legal or not, but I think it is because they kind of blocked it off, so yeah.
Now is your opportunity to tell them what you think about them. I want to hear your loudest voices. Shame, shame, Labour Party! 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 Shame, shame, Albanese! Shame, shame, Albanese! Shame, shame, Penny Ross! Shame, shame, Penny Ross! Shame, shame, Chris Min! Shame, shame, Chris Min! Shame, shame, Chris Min! Shame, shame, Chris Min! Albanese, put on your hands! Albanese!
I just missed the cops chatting with them, but I think it's like they just told them it's time to go again, so they probably gave them 10 minutes. That was it. Here we go again.
Fuck you, Netanyahu! Fuck you! You fucking liar, children killer! Fuck you, Netanyahu! Fuck you, Netanyahu! Fuck you, Albanese! Fuck you, Christmas! Fuck you, everybody in the government!
My hair seems alright. Thank you, I love it. Which one? Too many. It's on all the time. Look at the stops. I just got harassed the whole way, I'm telling you. And I just said to the leader guy, I said, look, all it does is just, I'm going to publish the footage. It just makes you all look bad. Just leave me alone. I'll do my job and I'll go home. But all it looks like is you just get me harassed and harassed and harassed by dozens of people. And, you know, it's just a backfire. That's Josh. I've written to him and I spoke to him and I explained what's happened and, you know, these two just constant. It never ends. And look, it just doesn't stop, see? This is it. This is the way I got to film. It's like a bit of, I think they're just pushing the drumming guy back down the steps, but and then there's two of the organisers trying to settle him.
You know we can She makes everyone angry here. She's a root.
40,000 people dead! 40,000 people dead! 18,000 children dead! 15,000 children dead! 15,000 children dead! All that needs to you are saved!
Yeah, they're doing their best now, the organisers, to get everyone to come keep going and not stop with the coppers here. But these guys, these are the socialist people, the socialist alternative, and they have all the red flags and etc. So I'm sure they'll have the coppers. I don't think they realise the others are doing it, so they're not going to do it. No, stay past. Alright, so that's pretty much the end of it now. They've come back to Town Hall, to the back here, Town Hall Square. They're in their little groups and getting organised. I think this guy, he's wanted the microphone the whole day because he's the guy who signed and puts his finger through with his middle finger up, saying something, I don't know, it's fuck your elbow and fuck your balls or something or other. That's it.
Palestine! Come Labor! Palestine! Come Labor! Palestine! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! All right, if everyone could just keep coming into the square.
Keep coming in. We're just going to have one more short speech. We have to cut at the start because we're running well over time. So Amal Naser, who's another activist from the Palestine Action Group. She's a descendant of refugees from Palestine from 1948, and she's going to talk more about what's going on. But if people can keep coming in. And while we're just waiting on everyone to move in, remember next Sunday we'll be back, as we have been every single week since this episode in the genocide of the Palestinians began. Please watch the social media of Palestine Action Group Sydney, because just to see when it's going to be. There's the Cedar Surf next week, so the location and so on might be messed with. So please follow the social media for Palestine Action Group Sydney. But we will be protesting 1 p.m. Sunday. That's the plan, but we may not be able to do it at Hyde Park, so please just watch the social media. Okay, Amal, take us away.
We're standing here today as we almost mark 10 months of genocide, 10 months of bloodshed, and 10 months of Israel being provided complete impunity by our government, whose leaders stand in those very halls behind us. We have been collectively marching and occupying for 42 weeks to the end of our genocide. We are
Maybe it is.
Oh, I did miss him with his dog. He's always here, but I've been missing them as well. Going, so yeah. All right, that's it. I'd say I'm not sure why she's still talking. I'll go and say hello to this guy. I just talked to a guy. He kind of chats to me when he sees me, so I said a quick hello to him. I'm just heading back now. You know, I kind of made this point in one of about 2 or 3 videos ago when someone asked me, so why are they harassing you? It's like those 2 guys want to beat you up or something. And I said, look, it's just constant. It doesn't stop. It just doesn't stop. And I've talked to the organiser, and I said to him, look, all it does is it just makes you look bad. If you just let me come and film, I can film, go about my business and leave. But all that's happening on the footage is I'm just getting harassed and you know, pushed and bumped and shoved, and people are putting flags in front of me. There are ladies, you know, in my ear with a megaphone, just about blew my eardrum out. And they smirk and they think it's quite amusing for themselves for some reason, but sorry, big spit there. But you know, in the end, the footage will be what it is, and that's what happened. It's not, you know, the bits about the organisers are good in ways, in a lot of ways actually. They keep it all organised, but they just needs to be a bit firmer with all these people about, you know, not displaying this bad side of themselves to the public. You know, and even that one lady, she's trying to get me off the road, and I'm saying no, and then she goes, and I said, what about him, the 9 News crew? No, they were allowed. It's like, no, it's just you. Sydney protest, fuck off, you're not allowed. We don't want you here. Anyway, and the other thing I would love to say to this guy is, you know, I filmed the first 14 of these protests, you know, got them off the hook for the Gas the Jews thing, which they well know. They all know it. All the cops know it too, because they kind of get nods from the coppers now. One of them told me so anyway. And because it cleared their name, it cleared all Australians' names, and it cleared the Palestinian group, you know, Palestinian organising group's name. And you know, it just got the truth out. Otherwise, it would have been gone forward in time as these, you know, mob of thousands of Hamas supporters, you know, chanting "Gas the Jews" on the Sydney Opera House, as the headline read. You know, and that's a lie, and it always was a lie, and it's been proven a lie, that otherwise it wouldn't have gone through that way. But anyway, I'm not saying there's thanks I get from the Palestinian Action Group, but yeah, I won't even mention there's one thing that happened that week when, you know, it's kind of it really is an assault. But yeah, anyway, I'm keeping it under. I've tried to talk to them. They're very hard to talk to. But anyway, all right, so that's it. That's another one down. Yeah, okay, I'll sign out. I don't usually do these things anymore. Anyway, it is what it is. Yeah, I just did I just come back from the Palestinian rally today, rallying against the Labor Party having their conference, their yearly conference in the Town Hall building. And I did a bit of a rant to camera on the way back, which I'm going to put on with the other videos, I think. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I have to re-listen on it, because it might be just sound a bit too fucking crazy. Plus I'm so thirsty, there's spittle coming out of my mouth as I rant. But yeah, I talked to the organiser yesterday. He's quite nice. He shook my hand, and you know, I chatted again today to him because I was being harassed by another guy. I said, can you ask him not to do this? I can't make him do it. I can't make him do anything. And I said, why are they harassing me? Why is he harassing me for? He goes, oh, come on, James, you know why. I was like, oh, okay. It's, you know, we've had words, and it's, you know, I understand it's his fiancée, the woman, but she's just today. It's no different today. It's just the mouth on that woman. Yeah, and I said to my mate yesterday when we were watching, I said, he must be just the most soy. She is so domineering, and over him, he must be just the most soy-infused dude there is to have that, you know, that as his fiancée. I reckon she says jump, and the only answer he would ever give is how high. He would dare argue against her. But the vitriol that comes out of her mouth again today, the same. You know, listen, I'll re-listen to it later. It's the same. She just rehashes the same garbage. It's, you know, there's the colonisers, blood on the ground in Australia, and Australia's the worst place. You know, she's here, living here, but Australia, to her, it's the second worst place in the world after Israel. It's, Israel and Australia are the same. Palestine and Gadigal are the same. You know, they're both people of colour who've been colonised, and they're the First Nations people, and on and on and on it goes. You know, whether she knows the history of Palestine and who's come and gone through the land over the millennia, who knows? You know, not that Australian history is set in stone, you know, as well. But all that aside, she just her language that she uses, and I've always said it from the beginning, is it should have, if they didn't have the socialists in there, and there's everyone had to say a welcome to country, and everyone had to say a so-called Australia, and say they're on Gadigal land and it's stolen land and unceded territory and blah 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 blah, on and on and on. If they didn't have to do that every time as part of the deal, and you just were allowed people that just wanted to say, look, just end the war. It's an anti-war protest like the 60s to get Vietnam finished, and I think it might have succeeded by now, or certainly would have had more momentum without just being this anti-white, anti-colonizing, anti-Australian thing that run by socialists who hate everything about Australia. I spoke to my friend too last night about this one I missed because I missed so many of them. But the second march from the Belmore Park to the Sydney Uni encampment, there's a lady that's kind of a bit known on Telegram. She might be known further afield, but her name is Syrian Girl, and she was there, and then it was organised through Aussie Cossack, and he's another Simeon. He's living in permanent limbo up at the Russian embassy, but he's very biased in his things he does. But he wanted them to have a Russian flag and Australian flags, and then they got told off for having their Australian flags, but the big buffy sort of Russian dudes. So I think that kind of brushed it off a bit too. But they just hate the fucking Australian flag with a vengeance, with an absolute vengeance. You'd be in less trouble if you took a Israeli flag to the rally than taking an Australian flag. Aboriginal flags, you're welcome. But to Australia, bring it along. The Kanaks in Vanuatu, bring them along too. No worries. Or any First Nations flag is welcome. And Palestinian flags, of course, everywhere. But, Australian flag, fucking forget it. Fucking hate the Australian flag with a vengeance. Very similar to a lot of other institutions now in Australia. And the last lady that got up, she's from Macquarie Uni. She spoke well. I don't know her name, but I think I've seen her before. But she spoke well. But again, it just comes down to the vitriol against every... it's just like we will overthrow you. You've had your time. You Western nations have had your time. You've raped and pillaged the world, and now we're holding, and we will overthrow you, and you will be done. You will be finished. Your time is done. We are here now. It's our time. The South, the global South, is going to take the global North on and eradicate them. I'm just not even paraphrasing. I'm kind of just saying what the gist of that I took from it. Again, very harsh. Sympathy from Australians, nil. You're not going to get any. It's like, we fucking hate your guts, but please, will you support our cause? What? Sorry? No, yeah, we fucking hate your guts, but we really want you to support our cause, or otherwise you're a racist and bigot and homophobe and you're all these other things if you don't. And she was going on about, how bad it is under Labor. It's only going to be worse under Liberal, and there's no difference between the Democrats and the Republicans and Labor and Liberal. Listen, it'll be interesting to listen to again. I'd love to get some snippets from it. It's all for later. Everything's for later. And there's I just rode past Harris Street in the ABC where there was this red writing on the wall the other day about some white supremacy, Islam is white supremacy, and all these other things. I was like, who the fuck wrote all this? And I couldn't quite understand it all. And then the next day it was gone. But as I parked, I went to the photos and I come back. Bloody woman said, give me a ticket. Well, not a ticket. You don't even get a ticket anymore. She just goes, it's in the system. It's too late now. It's just automatic. Anyway, that's enough. There's a woman. I don't know if I can get out of my obligation tomorrow. I'd love to go to the women's march at 11 a.m, which is the second one since the April one, which was really big. And it's First Nations organised by this pasty girl that's been raped 3 times in 2021 and put in 21 complaints to the cops, which were all knocked back, and on. She went last time, and I've talked about her already, so that's on.